Enshrouded started out at a great pace, selling over 1 million copies and gaining an all-time peak on Steam of 160,000 players. Within its first month, considering Palworld was released about a week before, shows just how many of us gamers enjoy the survival genre and the many styles within it. Unfortunately, there has been a steady decline in the number of gamers playing. Here are my honest thoughts about the game, the good and the bad, after playing it for over 70 hours. The styling and visual effects in the game make for a great immersive feeling. This, paired up with the huge map itself and the way that it's been designed, makes for an excellent game of exploration around all of Embervale, from simple hidden secret chests to the jumping puzzles within the spires and the dungeons. These will keep you and your friends having fun, uncovering all of the map and the points of interest. The gliding mechanic is a great addition to enable you to reach faraway places and make the huge map not quite as intimidating to navigate. Some points on the map that you need to get to for questing or unlocking spires can be awkward due to the miles and miles of bloody mountains. Some of these can be bypassed by either digging up with a pickaxe or using the trick with 2 altars, but this all takes time. Just having a few more paths cut into these mountains to allow you to get to different points of interest would make the exploration of these areas far less annoying. Being able to have up to 16 players on a server is great for a co-op game. The developers do state that they have group play in mind and actively encourage people to group up and explore Embervale. This does give me great hope for the future development of the game. Now, on the flip side, I'm going to ask a question that has probably been on your lips. If they aim to develop the game for a group, then where the hell is the bloody in-game chat? Having to alt-tab to use either Skype or Steam chat and there not being a standard in-game chat option is mind-boggling. Is there any reason why we can't have it? Also, you cannot put a lock on your chest or protect your buildings on the public servers. So even if you wanted to try and meet new people to play the game with, it's a big gamble, because as I'm sure you're aware, there is always some form of griefer on a public server. Personally, I was really looking forward to building in Enshrouded, and it has not disappointed. With the Voxel base engine, being able to dig down and have underground dwellings is a big positive. There's a wide range of building materials, and they mesh together really well. With the ability to be able to put down 1 block at a time or remove 1 block at a time to cut out windows, there are many creative ways that you can mesh the building pieces together, creating many different options for all the different types of builders out there. In Minecraft, Valheim and Conan Exiles, there is also a creative mode, allowing builders to just have fun and create. Unfortunately, there is no creative mode in Enshrouded yet. This is a feature, in my opinion, that should be in even in early access. This would not only keep players sticking around after they've completed the map and killed all the bosses, it would also help the players test many more different buildings and see how the performance would be impacted on those servers, especially with some mega builds of players building together. It's a real shame, and I do hope they add it soon. The combat is nice and easy to use, and many enemies you face have simple mechanics that you can dodge or jump to avoid. To be honest, some gamers might find it a little bit too simple. I like it myself, so I don't have to react fast like I do in other games to be able to survive. There are different ways in which you can spend your skill points to build your character and choose your combat style. In essence though, most of them boil down to melee, archer or spellcaster. The spellcaster does seem overpowered, and becoming Harry Potter with a wand is pretty much a must-have for most of the builds, as a default ranged option to get you out of trouble. The archer has had a small bit of love from the devs and reduced the costs of making arrows. In my opinion, there should be an endless quiver option that you could craft with rarer, harder components to get later on in the game, even if the arrows from this endless quiver gave you a damage reduction, in the same way that the caster endless spells work. Melee, well, let's be honest, it's just shit. If you're in a group, it feels like you're just following along and picking up all of the loot after your caster friend has blasted shit out of everything. You can take a few more hits with the armor depending on what you've chosen, but in this game, damage beats all. In my opinion, the devs do need to work a little bit on the melee. Rescuing your crafter friends and placing them down at your base is a nice touch to bring a little bit of life into your builds. The quest lines for retrieving other items to unlock further crafting recipes is also, in my opinion, a great way of bringing different questing areas and exploration to the game. It would be nice to be able to place down duplicates of these NPCs at your other altars, to save having to travel back to your main base all of the time to do any of your crafting. After you've defeated all of the bosses, got your altar up to level 4 and its flame level to 6, in my opinion I don't think you should have to repeat the process and gather the materials again to level up other altars that you place down. As soon as you've got one to max, all of the others that you place down should also be max level also. I just think it's a bit of an unneeded time sink. The Shroud itself and having to level up your altars to remove the red Shroud into blue Shroud I think is a great mechanic. You can choose to play things safe and level up your altar, or find surrounding higher up mountains to be able to fly over the top and try and bypass some of the red mist. After you've unlocked the magic chests and place your crafting ingredients in them, it does make crafting in your base a lot more fun. This could actually be made a lot better if you were able to craft a large one of these, place all your ingredients in them, and this be shared throughout all of your altars that you place around the world. When you use your pickaxe to mine any stone or dirt within the game, it will auto stack into your inventory. I have no idea why they haven't added this to when you actually chop down, say, the trees or the mushrooms within the shrouds. Having to manually click to pick these up or press E is quite frankly a ball ache. In my opinion, there also needs to be an auto loot function for anything that's dropped from the enemies. With so many different options within the large skill tree, it's very nice that you can respec relatively cheaply by using the runes that you salvage from the weapons and armour that drop. It does make for a refreshing change in a survivor game to be able to respec and not be penalised for early game choices that you may have made, and to find a style for gathering, crafting or building that suits you. I think Enshrouded is a good game with a lot of potential, and I do hope that it doesn't lose too much more of the player base. Before improving on the base aspects of the game, let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm old enough and ugly enough to take it. See you soon and take it easy.